Hi everyone, welcome back to FPL Moneyball, where we use data analysis to identify the best players for your fantasy Premier League teams. Today we'll be doing a Game Week 8 review, where we'll be covering the key matches and highlights this game week, and also discussing what to do with both Joao Pedro and Gyökeres, who both blanked this game week. So let's jump right into the matches this game week. And the first match was actually Nottingham Forest losing 3-0 to Chelsea, and the manager Ange Postecoglou got sacked immediately after the game due to a poor run of results from Nottingham Forest, who have not managed a win under Postecoglou. Although they did show some better performances, the scoreline didn't really accurately reflect the performance from Forest, and they were really unlucky to go 3-0 down to Chelsea, who were very lethal in attack and very good in converting their opportunities. So the top players for this game week who scored for Chelsea were Pedro Neto and Reece James, who also came away with a clean sheet, a goal and assist, winning the man of the match for Chelsea. And so Chelsea defense was really standing out here, with both Reece James and Achampong scoring double-digit returns this game week. Very disappointing for the Chelsea attackers, especially people who own Joao Pedro, who didn't manage to score again this game week and continues his poor run of form with three or four blanks in a row. So taking a look at the expected goals and assists, we can see that the top was Pedro Neto for Chelsea, and Joao Pedro is actually nowhere to be seen, all the way over at the bottom with 0.25 expected goals plus assists. So his performance has dipped over the past few game weeks, and I'll be discussing what I'll be doing with him moving forward later on. So the next match was Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth, a very thrilling 3-3 game, back and forth, with Bournemouth losing a 2-0 lead and Crystal Palace coming from behind to equalize, and then once again equalizing in the 90th plus 7th minute with a penalty from Mateta. So Mateta, amazing performance from him. He had a hat-trick and even had a chance to score 4 goals in the late dying moments of the game, but he squandered that big chance and opportunity. So he did still have a hat-trick though, so a very good performance from him. 2 goals from Krupi on the other end from Bournemouth, who replaces the injured Ivan Nilsson, and the Semenyo owners disappointing just to come away with 2 defensive contribution points this game week. So taking a look at the statistics, there's no surprise on who will be the top here. It's Jean-Philippe Mateta with 3.70 expected goals plus assists. It's probably the highest amount of XGA for any player actually, in terms of expected goals and assists. So very strong performance from Crystal Palace, who look to be improving with the return of Ismaila Sarr from injury. They once again look very lethal with that attacking outlet from Sarr. So I do think that they are improving, and I would think that having a few Crystal Palace attackers will be very interesting options going forward this game, the next few game weeks. Once again, Bournemouth, pretty solid performance from them, and they are, I believe, top few teams among the Premier League table this season. So very good to continue to own some of their assets like Semenyo, as well as their defender Senesi, who was actually lucky to escape with a yellow card and not a red card this game. So the next game was Manchester United beating Liverpool 2-1 in a very thrilling encounter, with late goals from Gakpo and Maguire, giving Manchester United the win over Liverpool. The key performers here were Brian Mbeumo from Manchester United, who scored a goal and 2 bonus points, as well as Harry Maguire at the back, scoring a goal as well. And for Liverpool, it will be Cody Gakpo, who continues to be the standout among the Liverpool attackers with another goal already this season. Isak continues to blank for Liverpool. He has yet to score, I believe, in the Premier League for the team, so he seems to be struggling a bit, as well as Mo Salah, who also came off in the 85th minute and struggled to convert any chances against Manchester United this game week. So looking at the top players in terms of expected goals and assists, it was Cody Gakpo who actually hit the post maybe one or two times this game week. So he did have quite a few decent goal scoring opportunities, and he looks to be getting in very dangerous positions. So I think he's a standout attacker to own among Liverpool attack, with the rotation to Isak and as well as Ekatike. I think the other forwards are much less unpredictable, and Salah can't justify his current 14.5 million price tag at the moment. Bryan Mbeumo also looks like a very decent option for Manchester United, with the highest expected goals plus assists in the Manchester United team, even outshining Bruno Fernandes this game week. And it would be better if he was on penalties and free kicks, but unfortunately, it's most of them currently go to Fernandes, so makes him a slightly less attractive option in my opinion. So next game was Manchester City beating Everton 2-0. Once again, a very solid performance from the City defense, looking very solid with their new goalkeeper signing, Donnarumma, helping them to keep a clean sheet against a rather dangerous Everton side, who were pretty unlucky not to score a goal, with Iliman and Jai looking the most dangerous among the Everton attackers, and Beto from Everton also missing a couple of good opportunities to score. Standout player, of course, you have to own him in your teams and also captain him every game week, will be Erling Haaland, who once again rewarded managers with a brace, scoring 13 points this game week, and continues his run of excellent form this season. So this is also probably reflected in the expected goals plus assists. Haaland once again topping with 1.0 expected goals plus assists. So he continues to receive that big goal scoring opportunities, and is also converting these opportunities, which makes him a great premium player to own in your team. And I'll definitely recommend having him to start and captain him every game week currently based on his current form. So the next match to take a look at would be Arsenal beating Fulham 1-0. Slightly less, not as exciting performance from Arsenal, who came against a very decent Fulham side actually, with Trossard scoring the only goal in the game, with Saka also actually scoring some points for Arsenal after coming back from injury. So once again, Arsenal defense will be on top for this game week, keeping another clean sheet, and the amount of expected goals considered was only 0.44, which was a very good statistics for Arsenal defense, who continues to shine very solid at the back for the Arsenal defense. So the top players in terms of expected goals plus assists was Trossard, followed by Saka. So Viktor Gyökeres is slightly below at 0.42, and later I'll also be sharing with you guys what I plan to do with Gyökeres moving forward. So next game was Brighton versus Newcastle, very close game with Welbeck scoring 2 goals, cancelling out Voltemada's goal to give Brighton the win against Newcastle. So Welbeck's coming back from injury, and he continues his strong run of from last season, scoring a brace. And he's a standout attacker among the Brighton players this season. For Newcastle-wise, they didn't manage to keep a clean sheet, and I did say that I expected Brighton to score because they do have a very dangerous attacking threat going forward. So they managed to score 2 goals against a very solid Newcastle defense this season, which is very impressive for them. So Newcastle only managed to score 1 goal from Voltemada, and the rest of their players kind of seem to be struggling a bit, with Ilenga and Gordon both being substituted on later on during the match. So taking a look at the expected goals plus assists, the top was actually Voltemada with 0.78, and he continues to be a very strong third forward option for managers to have in your teams. If you're considering selling Gyökeres or Pedro, I guess my next best option for recommendations will be Voltemada based on his expected goals plus assists. And he really can score all different kinds of goals, from headers to flick-ons. Really impressive goal from the flick-on this game week actually. So next was Tottenham versus Aston Villa. And Tottenham seem to be struggling actually in the recent few game weeks, losing once again to Aston Villa, who are regaining their form and confidence this after a poor start to the season. So Spurs did rotate their attack with Tell coming on for Richarlison. So Richarlison managers will be disappointed that he was benched this game week, as well as Odegaard coming in at left wing for Johnson, I believe. Although Kudus does continue to start for Spurs, he didn't manage to get any contributions this game week at all. For Aston Villa, the goal scorers were Rodgers and Buendia. Rodgers scored an amazing world-class goal, I believe, from outside the box, and he seems to be regaining his confidence after a poor start to the season. Where he looks to be improving. And Ollie Watkins also didn't start for Aston Villa, with Marlon coming in to replace him after he did score 2 goals last game week. However, the forwards continue to blank for Aston Villa, continuing their poor form. So taking a look at the expected goals plus assists, actually not many chances created, I would say, the highest being Odegaard from Spurs. And yeah, there wasn't a lot of good attacking chances created from both sides. So I wouldn't say anyone stood out to me from both teams this game week. So next was Sunderland beating Wolves 2-0. Sunderland continuing their strong defensive performance, with Mukele the star performer with a goal, clean sheet, defensive contributions, as well as three bonus points. So I think that Sunderland defense could be your fifth defensive options actually at the back. Given that they are not very expensive, you could probably get one defender for about 4 million. So a good backup options, and for everyone who played the bench boost this game week, they probably got some decent returns from the clean sheets from Sunderland, as well as Burnley, which I'll cover in the next game. So taking a look at the statistics in terms of expected goals and assists, also very poor in terms of attacking quality, with not many big chances created from both sides, and it was a very scrappy match which Sunderland managed to come up on top with the goal from Mukele, as well as the own goal from Krejci. So last game that has been played was Burnley beating Leeds 2-0 in a clash between the two newly promoted sides. Goals came from Ogochukwu as well as this guy. So I think the Burnley defense was the standout here, managing to keep a clean sheet, with Dubravka scoring 7 points plus 2 bonus points, and Kyle Walker scoring the most bonus points. But solid performance all around by Burnley at the back. In terms of the expected goals plus assists, the top was actually Leeds United's Lucas Dementia. So unfortunately, they didn't manage to score any of their goals. So I don't think that they have created a lot of good opportunities going forward, and I don't think any of the players stood out to me this match. Just quickly covering one game that hasn't been covered, that hasn't taken place yet, will be West Ham versus Brentford. I think this is going to be a scrappy game once again. I believe that West Ham would actually win 2-1 against Brentford, with goals from Bowen and Paqueta, as well as Schade from Brentford. So we'll stay tuned to see what happens, and I'll be covering the recap before the Game Week 9 team selection video. So let's take a look at how I performed this game week. I would say it's a pretty average performance from me this game week, scoring 57 points versus an average of 52 points. Unfortunately, Enzo Fernandez didn't start for me, and so Dan Burn will come on from the bench to score additional 2 points for me, for a total of 59 points. And very disappointing performances actually from most of the players who blanked, except for Haaland, Arsenal defense, and Chalobah for Chelsea. Viktor, Gyökeres, and Pedro both blanked. I do want to still keep hold of Joao Pedro, as he does have the potential to create goal scoring opportunities depending on his form. However, Gyökeres is much more uncertain, as I would probably change him for Salah, given that I'll own 3 Arsenal players and I would have to make a change for that. So stay tuned for my Game Week 9 team selection, where I'll share my transfer plans and highlight the top players to own. So make sure to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.